Let's study rounding off. Rounding off a measurement is done why? Because if a result contains more than one uncertain digit, it means they are not significant. Okay, if it has one uncertain digit, this is included in significant figure. But if the result contains more than one uncertain digit, it will be insignificant. So there is a reason to round off. This is actually a reason why we do rounding off. Okay, there are several rules. In fact, there are mainly 5 rules, 3 to 5 rules. If we elaborate it, it becomes many, but mainly 3 to 5 rules. Now, the rules of rounding off. We study the rules of rounding off. There are some simple rules. First rule. First rule is if the digit to be dropped is less than 5. If digit to be dropped is less than 5. Then what we do? The preceding digit is left unchanged. The preceding digit is left unchanged. Unchanged means no change. These two are important points. If the digit to be dropped is less than 5, the preceding digit is left unchanged, means there is no change. For example, let's see. The example is, if suppose that a figure is x equals to 2.78. 3. Here 3 is to be dropped. We have to drop this 3, and 3 is what? Less than 5. Drop 3. The question is drop 3. Okay. Then what we see? We see that 3 is less than 5. So rule number 1 applies to this. And rule number 1 says that if digit to be dropped, that is 3 in this case, is less than 5, the preceding digit is left unchanged. Preceding means this one. Preceding 8. Here 8 is the preceding digit, so it will be left unchanged. No change in the preceding digit. So after rounding off, what we get? X equals to 2.78, our answer. Okay, this was rule number 1. And now the next rule. Here in this rule number 2, we see that if the digit to be dropped is more than 5, okay, the preceding digit is raised by 1. The 2 important points: if we see the digit to be dropped is more than 5, the preceding digit will be raised by 1. For example, we see, let's take one example, 2.787. okay, we have to drop this 7. Then what will happen? 7 is greater than 5. Okay, 7 is greater than 5. So according to this rule, the preceding digit is 8. The digit before 7, that is the preceding digit. So 8 will be raised by 1. So the final result will come what? X equals to, after rounding off, 2.79. The preceding digit, that is 8, will be raised by 1, means 8 will be 9 here. Okay, this will be the answer after rounding off. Okay, here rule number 3 says that if the digit to be dropped is 5, if the digit to be dropped is now equal to 5. The other rules were one was less than 5, another was greater than 5, and now the digit to be dropped is equal to 5, followed by a non-zero digit. Non-zero digit. For example, suppose we take suppose that x equals to 18.451. Okay, this is a number, result of a measurement. The digit to be dropped is 5. We have to drop 5 here. Okay, and 5 is followed by what? Non-zero digit. 5 is followed by 1. This is non-zero digit. Then the preceding digit is raised by 1. What we have to do? We have to drop this 5. Okay, drop 5. What we will see here? We will see if the digit to be dropped is equal to 5, then we see what digit is followed by 5. This is non-zero, 1. This is followed by 1, which is non-zero, and when it will be non-zero, the preceding digit will be raised by 1. This is non-zero, then the answer will be 18.5. Okay, this is raised by 1. One more example we can take. Suppose it is x equals to 26.352. Okay, we have to drop 5. This 5 is to be dropped. Then the followed digit is non-zero. Okay, the preceding digit will be raised by 1. So the result will be 26.4. Okay. In fact, what we see, let's forget rule for a minute. What we see, we have to drop 5. This is 51. This is more than 50. When this is more than 50, it will be raised, 4 will be raised to 5. What we see, when this is more than 50, it is raised by 1. Okay, as for understanding, we can understand this far beyond the rule. This is what? 52. 52 is more than 50. It means it is more than half of the 100. So it is raised by 1. If the digit followed, that is 2, will be non-zero. Non-zero means what? What is the concept here? The non-zero, it means it is more than 50. The total will be more than 50 if it will be non-zero. If it will be 0, it is exactly 50. And to make the concept here non-zero, it means it is more than 50, more than half. So the preceding digit is raised by 1 in rounding off. Okay, the main concept is this: the preceding digit is raised by 1 if the digit to be dropped is more than half of the you can say it, half the 100, half the 1000, half of 10. Okay, that is the real concept. And now rule number 4. Now rule number 4, it says that if the digit to be dropped is 5 followed by zeros, then the preceding digit is left unchanged if it is even. So for example, let's see. One example is x equals to 4.15 and 0. You put as many zeros you like. This is one example, and you have to drop this one, this 5. This 5 is to be dropped. What we see, it is followed by a 0. It is followed by a 0. Then the preceding digit, this one is the preceding digit. 1 is left unchanged if it is even. Is it even? Is 1 is even? No. So this is not one example of rule number 4. This is example of another rule. We will see in the next rule. The next example, if it is taken 4.450, we have to drop this one. This 5 is to be dropped. 5 is followed by a 0, so rule number 4 applies, and this 5 will be left unchanged if it is even. If it is even, what is even? The preceding digit is even. The preceding digit is 4. This is the preceding digit. Preceding digit means the digit before the digit to be dropped. We have to drop 5, then 4 will be the preceding digit. It will be unchanged. Okay, so this will be rounded off to x equals to 4 point x equals to 4.4. Simply this is the answer. After rounding off, it will come to 4.4 only. It will be left unchanged, 4.4, and 5 is dropped, and the rest digits after 5 are automatically dropped. Okay, now the next rule, rule number 5. Now rule number 5 says, if the digit to be dropped is 5 followed by zeros, the preceding digit is raised by 1 if it is odd. Okay, if the digit to be dropped is 5, for example, we see that if it is 4.850, okay, this is one example. We have to drop 5. You have to drop this one, this 5. It is followed by 0. Yes, it is followed by 0. The preceding digit is raised by 1 if it is odd. The preceding digit means 8. 8 will be raised by 1 if 8 will be odd. Here it is it odd? It is not odd. Not odd. So this one is not an example of this rule. Another example we see. So this one will not apply in this rule. Okay, so we see 4.750. If it is, we have to drop this one, this 5. Now it is followed by 0. Yes, we will check. It is followed by 0. Yes, and the preceding digit 7. 7, is it odd or even? Yes, it is odd. So 7 will be raised to 1. Okay, because 7 is odd. Now after rounding off, it becomes 4 point what raised by 1, it is 4.8. This will be the answer. And in the previous example, we see that 8 is not odd. It is what? It is even. Means according to rule number 4, what will happen to this? It will be left unchanged. There will be no change. It will be simply 4.8. Okay. Then we mainly see that in this rounding off, the preceding digit is very much important, and the digit to be dropped, if it is less than 5, it is left unchanged. If it is greater than 5, means in fact we have to see that if the digit to be dropped is coming in more than half of 50, half of 100, half of 10, half of 1000, half of 10,000. If it is more than half, it will be raised by 1. Less than half, left unchanged. And if it will be between half, that is 50, that is 5, that is 500, what we see? We apply rule 4, rule 5. We see if the preceding digit is odd or even. Rule 4 and 5 are important. If it comes the number with 5, that is halfway. Okay, suppose this is number line, this is 5 or 50 or 500, anything. Okay, these are numbers. These will be left unchanged. This will be raised by 1. Okay, this will be unchanged, and rules are applying for 5. What? If it is odd, it will be raised by 1, it will come to this part. uh, if the preceding digit is odd, then it will come to this part. If it is uh, if the preceding digit is even, it will come to unchanged part. Okay, this is the rounding off rule. Thank you.